A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee, on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
It is the Mason Crosby Show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Tommy Wirtz here with you, joined by the Packers' all-time leading scorer, Mr. Mason Crosby. Good afternoon, Mason.
Hey, Tommy. I am relatively, still new. I haven't, broached a year yet on this radio thing. So how are we supposed to react to something like this?
What was the funniest part?
Because I know how I'd be reacting in the locker room, but how do I react?
The funniest part of this whole situation yesterday was listening to Sparky on the post game, where he's like, "I have no promos for ties. I have no promos for ties."
Seriously, we didn't do one of those.
We
didn't do a tie promo. This whole week is screwed up.
Yes,
it is a mess. We are a disaster. I mean, ties. No one had a plan for a tie. No one had a plan for a tie. I mean, I love soccer, and in America, how everyone, makes fun of soccer for ties and doing all that. But, weird. In the greatest game of football in America, and it's America's game, you can end a football game in a tie.
Yeah.
Like, it is ridiculous that can still happen. I have always, so I love soccer, and I get ties in soccer because they have a point system. You get a point for the tie.
Right.
You get 3 points for a win, and you're just trying to get as many points as possible. The win-loss ratio, it evens itself out, but that's not how you determine playoffs or different things. But in the NFL, it's just ties just feel so gross and so different than a soccer tie. It's just you just don't know. It leaves you with this weird taste in your mouth. You don't know how to react. I was sitting there after that game, and after that last drive, it was a great drive that the Packers had in overtime to get in. They moved it right down the field, looked like they were going to punch it in, and then decided in the last 80 seconds, minute 20, to not be able to just do anything. The plays, what they called that little bubble screen. I'm like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
It just settle in, call a timeout a little earlier, just go throw it in the end zone 3 times and then kick a field goal. It didn't make any sense to me. It was bad at the very end. And unfortunately, I mean, that's what they deserve. They deserve to tie with how they finished that game.
Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line 414-677-1250. You can call in, text in. We will read it on air. We will have you come on air. What or who was the biggest obstacle from the Packers and Cowboys game yesterday for Green Bay? Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line 414-677-1250 if you want to join the show. And Mason, I have a question. Is the approach that Green Bay the approach that Green Bay took at the end of the game, you could tell that with 3.5 minutes left in overtime, they were playing for the tie. I mean, 100%. They were playing for the tie.
Feels ridiculous.
They started off, just getting that clock rolling, and you could tell that was because they knew that you have to bleed every second off the clock here because of the kicker on the other side, right?
For sure.
Brandon Aubrey and the way that special teams played, which was awful the entire game, they get a return to the 50-yard line. I mean, they're kicking that football, right? And they're going to have a good chance compared to anyone else who would. But did that approach at the end of the game stem from the approach at the end of the first half, right? Because that was back-to-back halves of Matt LaFleur and Green Bay, where it was, I'm talking about that second half of Cleveland and that first half of Dallas, maybe the 2 worst closes we've seen as far as Green Bay Packers fans go in recent memory, maybe in the Matt LaFleur tenure, I think, Mason.
Just in those critical situations, there's question marks all the way back. I mean, you think back to, everyone questioned kicking a field goal in the NFC Championship game, right? Like there's just in those moments when you got to make a really tough decision, it just feels like too often those decisions are made made the wrong way.
Sure.
And I mean, I honestly had almost forgotten about how the half ended, just because of everything that ensued after that. I mean, it was a crazy second half, but just like, what are they doing? Just kneel it out. Just just take it into half. You're winning that game. I felt like the defense was playing fine. Everything was okay. Just, all right, take a breath. We go into halftime, we reset, and we find a way to go out here and win this ball game.
Well, and it felt like he didn't want to have another collapse at the end of the half. He had 2 straight halves where it was so poorly managed that he couldn't afford, Matt LaFleur being he or the Packers being he, to have 3 in a row. It was, let's go out and we'll take this one as a, quote, loss, but it's going to look not as bad because it is a tie. And on top of that, too, Mason, I had said at the end of the game, even if the Packers score that touchdown, all the complaints are exactly the same today. All the complaints are the same, and all the positives are the same. I wanted to play this for you here. Jordan Love speaking on that last drive at his presser yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I think we moved the ball. That's what you want to do. You move the ball well. I think I think the sad part is we didn't be able to take any shots right there to the end zone until that last play, which is tough. I think we had a good play called, and they, didn't play the way we thought they were going to play like they did the play before that. So, I think there's a lot of stuff that we still have to clean up, just throwing the ball in bounds and a running clock situation right there. So there's stuff that we got to figure out and be better at right there in that situation.
There's Jordan Love after the game, speaking on the last drive, audio courtesy of the Packers. It is the Mason Crosby Show. Tommy Wirtz, Packers all-time leading scorer, here with you. Biggest obstacle yesterday from Green Bay's 40-40 tie in Dallas. And that right there, Mason, that right there felt like Jordan Love expressing as harshly as he could, they don't trust me. They don't trust me, right? I mean, that's all I could hear from it is we didn't really get a shot at the end zone until the last play, which thankfully they batted it down instead of batting it up in the air.
It hit him in the back.
Yes.
And if it doesn't hit him, the game's over. Yeah, because it's as soon as it touches a player, they stop the clock. And if it doesn't hit that player running away, the linebacker, I believe, on that coverage, if it doesn't touch him, the game is over and the Packers lose.
Right.
Yes, we would have way more kind of ranting and kind of going crazy if they had lost that game. But a tie, I mean, it's just there's a lot of question marks right now. And again, to give up 40 points, you can't discount what the Cowboys are. They have the best offense in the league. They're moving the ball. They're getting a lot of yards. They have scored points. They showed that. And against, Giants defense that, played pretty well against a good offensive team in the Chargers yesterday. So Giants maybe on defense aren't as bad as you might think. And Cowboys were able to score 40 on them. But I mean, to think the 2 road games were just kind of, and that worries me. And that's why you have to try to get that 1 seed or at least get into this playoffs where you're playing at home, because this team right now, clearly from those first 2 weeks to these 2 weeks, it's a different team at home than they are on the road. And I don't know what that is. I'm not sure if it's, the pressure of play calling with noise and all the stuff going on. If Jordan Love's not able to adjust and do what he wants to do.
But the offense put up 40 yesterday.
They played fine. I don't know. I'm looking that way. And then, you hit me with the truth. I don't want to see the truth.
From the 608, if you told me Green Bay would be 2-1-1 to start the season, I would have been thrilled. But Mason, I feel like Ted Lasso today from Joe Blow.
Is he just wanting to be a goldfish? Is that what he's saying? Just be a goldfish.
Well, and I think that is something to bring up, right? Green Bay took care of business in the first 2 weeks so perfectly, right? I mean, and the biggest difference, in my opinion, really where everyone should be pointing fingers, to me, is the offensive line, right? The offensive line depth, and it's just completely different approaches that you have seen the last 2 weeks versus the first 2 weeks, right? The defense gives up 40. Okay, should we be concerned, or was that an anomaly, right? I just think that there isn't enough evidence yet to say, well, now does our defense suck? No, I think that you should probably wait that out and see what happens now from here. Now they get a bye week and a tune-up game against like Jake Brownies or whatever his name, Browning, right? Like that's going to be easy. Now, I think that if there's something that arises in that game, then you can start to air concerns. But right now, Mason, the offensive line, completely different style of play the last 2 weeks versus the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. And okay, so you said a lot there. Let me talk about the defense real quick. I was like, okay, did Micah Parsons have a good game? Yeah, he had 34% pressure rate. I think he had 8 pressures against Dak, but at the same time, they did a good job of just straining, and then Dak was getting the ball to his guys, and then we weren't tackling as well. Mm-hmm. That is something that I noticed. Like, it just felt like guys were flying still, but they just weren't making the tackles when they needed to.
Right.
Cowboys were getting a few extra yards, getting into favorable down and distances, and that's just tough to combat, throughout the course of a game. Again, I got to look at you. You don't want to say. And, everyone would always, get on me about, if I missed a field goal in the first quarter and like you'd lose by 3 and they're like, you lost the game. And it's like, well, okay. I get that. I get that we lost the game by those points and all that. But it was weird. Like that block extra point taken to the house, like that's a 3-point swing. And I think it's different than missing a field goal. Had it been 14-0, and we missed a field goal down there, then you're just like, okay, you didn't get those points, but they took 3 points away from you, right?
Yes.
Like it changed the whole dynamic of the scoring of the game.
For sure, turning point. Yeah.
And that thing's 14-0. That looks so different than like 13-2. Like it's just weird at this point. And now you're kind of scrambling and fighting. I had this hat teed up. I told you I have this hat. It says Cowboy Tears on it. It's a friend of ours, hat company, clothing company. I was ready to wear this, but I'm not sure the Cowboys are crying today. I think they're pretty happy with the tie against the Green Bay Packers.
Nicolay Law Fan talking text line. It is the Mason Crosby Show. Joining us now here, Tony in Texas. How we doing today, Tony?
Good. Hey, I don't know what to feel about this, Tommy. Mason, what's up? Hey, I got to ask
Tony.
you, Mason. So when I go to work, I do the basics. I show up, I wear a shirt, tie my shoes. When I'm seeing a field goal happen or an extra point, I just expect it to be executed. Just do the basics. What is up with this blocking? And as a kicker, I got to ask you, do you become a little bit nervous? Like, whoa, where's this coming from? Or are you just focused on the ball?
You got to just stay locked in. You can't start trying to focus and try to do other people's jobs. That D-gap pressure on that is one where field goals get blocked from that spot more than any other spot. There's been a lot of blocks this year across the league, more so than I can remember in recent history. But yeah, that D-gap pressure, and it kind of speaks to, that was going to be the next thing Tommy and I talked about, was that offensive line. So it's just discipline in that front where it's like, we are going to do our job exceptionally well. Luke Musgrave went out too soon. Our tackle got kind of pinned down with however they aligned up, and a guy was able to jump through that D gap and just get right in front of the kick. So it's just getting to the details. There were goofy penalties again yesterday, just stuff where it's like, this team just shoots themselves in the foot. And if you get in a shooting match with a team that has an offense like the Cowboys do, bad things might just happen. So it kind of escalated. But as a kicker, and again, McManus is a veteran and a pro, and obviously he hit 2 big kicks there coming down the stretch to tie this game up. So you got to kind of just keep your head down, just keep trusting operation, and make sure that you trust those guys in front of you. Whenever you unload one and it gets blocked like that, if you didn't hit it, like he didn't hit it low, that guy was standing right in front of him. Like you can just reset and regroup and refocus right after that. But how you doing down there in Texas, Tony? Is everything going all right? Are the Cowboys fans? Have you heard from anyone? Are they excited about this tie? Do they feel like they're trending in the right direction?
Yeah, I think they're happy about it. It's a small little win for them. They know they're not very good, but it feels good because they've, and you were part of a lot of these games. They lost. They've been losing a lot to us the last decade or so. So, they feel pretty good about it. I do have a couple of questions or points I want to make before we drop here. we're basically 2 special team plays away from being 4-0. Do you guys realize that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. For sure.
And I got to ask you, Mason, when you're a kicker, did you actually listen to your special teams coach?
Yes, for sure. I mean, you gotta listen to coaching. You gotta be locked into those meetings in that room. I mean, I sat in every special teams meeting for 16 years there in Green Bay. So I know more than I probably should about punt return and kickoff return and like things that I wasn't even involved in. But yeah, you just you lock in.
You're listening. Okay.
Yeah, I love knowing
You're a
ball.
pro.
I love knowing
You're
what's
a
going
pro.
on. Heck yeah.
You're a professional. And let me ask you this. Could you tell the difference of, you had a lot of special teams coaches, and Bisaccia is a veteran. Could you tell the difference of knowledge or expertise, or is it, can you say, like, I don't know if this guy's got it, or do you like, well, I don't want you to throw anyone in the bus, but is there a level of expertise with special teams? How are the other teams getting advantage of our weaknesses on these blocks? And I don't understand.
Special teams is about effort and caring, right? Like, you have to care enough about a play that you might not think is the most important play that you're going to play in that game, and just be fully invested and fully locked in. It takes a special type of person to sacrifice their body, themselves. That's why O-linemen were always my best friends, because those guys took a beating for me, right? Like, to protect me from having kicks blocked and from guys, being able to come through unscathed. So those guys are unselfish. They have to be unselfish, and they have to listen and lock into the details. If you get complacent at all in this league on special teams, bad things can happen. And unfortunately, this Packers team's seen that happen these last 2 weeks.
Tony, thanks for the call, my man.
Thanks, Tommy.
There he
Appreciate
is.
it.
Tony
Thanks,
in
Tony.
Texas. Don't be a stranger. Nick Laylaw, fan talking, text line 414-677-1250. I got Corey in Detroit joining us here now. Corey, how we doing today, my friend?
Hey, we're doing well, man. Big fan. Thank you for taking my phone call.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go, Corey.
I'm reading on Twitter, which is probably the worst thing to do during the Packers game. Things are tight. But, you see a lot of these fans, they talk about fire Bisaccia. My question is, I'm never a proponent of someone losing their job, and I'll never lead that charge. But what would firing Bisaccia do tangibly? Like, what would that do? Does he put the people on the offensive line, or is it Matt LaFleur? Like, how does that work? Because I don't think just firing Bisaccia is going to be the answer to fix the special teams woes. Eventually, players just have to play, right?
Yeah, it's a detailed thing, and it's it's obviously you're gonna have a lot of backups on there, but you got a lot of starters, playing, especially on those kind of critical field goal block.
Well, especially with the depth they have right now too.
Scoring,
yes.
Plays. So you always have a good contingent of starters on those things, and Bisaccia fights tooth and nail to try to get more and more of his the starting linebackers and DBs and everybody on his special teams units. So that's a constant back and forth. And the issue is, as soon as somebody gets dinged up and injury happens, they're off special teams, because it's like now they got to be offense, defense, they got to lock in. And so you're losing guys on special teams all the time, and you're having to place, people in different roles and find different things.
Yeah.
So firing a coach is not the answer, but I do think this team across the board just needs to focus in on like those little details. And they just need to understand that each and every play is the most important play that they're going to have stepping on that field during a game. And that sounds simple. That sounds easy. But sometimes that mindset, it's hard to click into whenever you're like, oh man, I just went against one of the best D linemen in the game, or a DN, and I got to go block them again. Now I got to go and block for a field goal, or I got to rush a field goal block. Like, those things though have to be ingrained in that system, and it starts with Matt LaFleur though. It starts at the top. He's got to put a huge emphasis on that special teams and how important it is for everybody else to buy in, no doubt.
Corey, thanks for calling in, my man. Don't be a stranger.
Hey, big fans, guys.
There
Thanks,
he is.
Corey.
Corey in Detroit. You can jump on too. Nick Laylaw, fan talking, text line 414-677-1250. Man, you must feel like, wow, special teams is so important today, man. Like all these block kicks. But I mean, a great point from Tony even, right? I mean, this team is 2 block kicks away from being 4-0.
Yeah.
Like-
And we just have like, there's, I hate it. I hate it when special teams are the conversation whenever it's like, if we just get these special teams guys, doing their job, like everything's going to be so much better. And it's like, it's not like the guys aren't trying.
Right.
It's just, it's just bad circumstances, unfortunate situations. And it just keeps happening in critical moments and moments that are kind of turning points in games. And it's been really unfortunate here these last couple weeks.
Dusty Evely, Acme Packing Company, going to join us on the other side. Maybe like one of the most awesome people that comes on the station here. Yep. So if you are new to the lineup here, which is now 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, and you have not yet heard Dusty Evely, you're gonna be in for a treat. Awesome on the other side. It is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, live from the 1250 a.m. 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Welcome back to the Mason Crosby Show. Tommy Wirtz in for Mitch Thunder Nellis, joined by Mason Crosby, of course, on his own show. Packers, Dallas tie 40-40, which,
Gross.
do you know the last time that there was a tie of over 40 points, Mason?
I don't.
Mitch Nellis was born 1964. Boston Patriots.
Nice.
I don't think Mitch Nellis was alive, but just had to throw him some shade because I know he's listening. Joining us now on the fan guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. You can follow him on Twitter at Dusty Evely, Acme Packing Company, for all his great work. It is Dusty Evely joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. Dusty, I think you got to unmute your. Oh yeah, you're all over it. Okay, how we doing, Dusty?
Listen, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing bad and good, I guess. Overall, pretty well. How are you, fellas?
I does. Yes.
Indifferent the entire time. Yes.
Ty is like Scotty Scheffler and just unfulfilled.
Yes, exactly. That's what it feels like.
That's what a tie feels like.
Dusty, yesterday, Packers tie 40-40. Where's your brain go first in that one?
I mean, the way it ends. I mean, there's the missteps all along the way. I've got some thoughts on defense, but I mean, the way it ends, as far as like the time management stuff, that to me feels like LaFleur has done that occasionally, where he feels like he tries to get too cute with some of the time management stuff, and it ends up biting him. So I mean, it's hard to go anywhere else other than that, which stinks because I mean, there's great performance on the offensive side of the ball, some really cool stuff they put out there. So I hate that that's where my first thought goes is. That's bungled time, man. They were lucky to tie it. So it stinks that's the way it went down. It feels like you can push that in that situation pretty easily, and they just did not.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And Dusty, I know you break down the film and you look at all the stuff. I was just looking, and it's Micah Parsons had a 94.2 grade, defensive grade, highest graded player in the NFL, 10 pressures, 1 sack, 3 QB hits. So honestly, it was like at times I was like, okay, is he disrupting? Is he doing what, and then you look at his numbers and it's like, yes, the guy was involved. He was playing, he had a great game. But like when you just look at that defense in general, to give up 40 points after they've been just so stellar, what on film sticks out that, makes you just kind of scratch your head from a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, they were living those first 3 weeks. They were living kind of, I don't want to say on the razor's edge, but they didn't really do a whole lot differently. It was just like the pressure stuff. What Hafley had been doing, like end of last year, he leaned so much into like a lot of the sim pressure stuff and getting guys to the line and faking blitz and dropping guys. And there was some of that, but they were able to rely so much on just, listen, you get up to the line, fake a little bit, and then you drop back in a spot drop zone. We're going to play too high behind it, maybe mix up the back end a little bit, some cover 3, some of that stuff a little bit as well. And the rush is going to be so good that it's not going to matter. And in this game, I mean, not to take anything away from, not to place any blame anywhere else, I guess, but Dak played a tremendous game. And I think he did a really good job at taking what they gave him, because it really was just, we're going to put 4, we're going to bring 5 sometimes, and we're going to drop in that spot drop zone. And Dak was able to take what they gave him. He took underneath stuff when it was there. If he wasn't pressured right away, he went downfield. Like, Dak played a very good game. But really, to me, that was the big difference in this game, was they didn't do a whole lot differently defensively. It was just they played a lot of the same stuff. But when you're playing that spot drop zone, if you're not getting pressure within 2.7 seconds, whatever you're going to do, you can get picked apart. And that's exactly what happened. They weren't getting pressure. Dak took what they gave him. He took the shots when they were available. He played a good game, and the pressure just was not consistent enough, I think, to make them pay for that.
I have a question for you, Dusty, in relation to the defense here now, too. I kind of pointed at Edgerrin Cooper a lot, it felt like, during that game, because maybe now I think that through the last 2 weeks, because he's played phenomenal, like Quay Walker is outplaying Edgerrin Cooper right now, it feels like, at least from an eye test standpoint. But it felt like yesterday, at least, like he was just a little off in his game. And, they kept pointing it out. When you say, hey, taking what they give them, like he would always they were looking at him, right? Wherever he's committing, they're going the opposite way the entire day. And I wonder if it was just he happens to be the victim of that scheme and game plan against him, or it's something that he was doing. We saw last year a little bit. Sometimes he can get a little excited, gets a little over aggressive on plays because he's such a freak athlete. but it feels like over the last 2 weeks now, they're kind of picking on him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of that. He had the big one. I know they pointed out during the broadcast, like the one in the middle. I can't remember who it was that caught that just Dak kind of looked him off. But I mean, that's I don't put that on Cooper so much as like that's the danger of playing spot drop zone. You're reading eyes, and Cooper kind of broke, and Dak manipulated him out of that. And that's one of the issues you run into there. He had a big, I think it was an overtime or late in the fourth quarter, shot through the gap. I mean, beautifully timed right through the gap, and then just missed a tackle in the backfield. I think ended up going for 9 yards. So I think he is still like an impact player, but that's one thing I'm trying to keep in mind, dude. It's a second year. I think there are going to be mistakes. I think he was way more good than bad in this game, but there were certainly sometimes he was not necessarily where he was supposed to be. And there was one, there was like the big Pickens one down the sideline that was like like a cover 2 hole shot. Cooper was like playing the edge on that, and they drop into like this weird invert cover 2, and then he's got to get depth under Pickens, and I thought he did a good job. And that's another one that if the pressure gets there in time, like you're not even thinking about it, but the pressure did not get there in time. Cooper was not able to get enough depth on Pickens, so like they're like he has missed some stuff. They're asking him to do a ton, and sometimes he's not quite getting to those spots. There's a quote from, man, I'm blanking on the dude's name. It was in the Dr. Z book where it was like the you got all this stuff on the chalkboard, but sometimes the chalk can't get there fast enough on the field. And that feels like what has happened a couple times with Cooper, which is they're putting him in these positions, trying to get there. A lot of times he gets there. Sometimes like he just can't quite get there fast enough.
Yeah, for sure. We got Dusty Evely joining the Mason Crosby show and just breaking down this disgusting tie that happened last night. But I mean, the Packers offense was able to score 40. And that was kind of all week last week. I'm just like, they have to get over 30 points. Like they're just this is that game where they can do that. So you can, it's like, I still want to look at the offense and say like, what could they have done better? But it's just like, yeah, maybe run the ball a little more efficiently. But Emmanuel Wilson, when he came in, when Jacobs had to, get a spell, like what did he average? I mean, he was averaging like 8 yards a carry, something like that. I mean,
yeah, I didn't see what ended up on the day.
He had a great night.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did a lot of really good things. It just felt like they'd get out of rhythm at times, right? It was like as soon as it was going, and then there'd be a goofy penalty, or they just got out of rhythm at the wrong times to not just like get that grasp back on this game. And like you said, I think if you play this Dallas Cowboys team in Lambeau Field last night, you beat them 34-10. I mean, I truly believe that Dak just with the crowd and like being at home and how they play there in that stadium, he was, able to give signals. He was, changing plays. I mean, how many times did they change the run plays? Like Tommy was saying, where, they would he'd put his hands behind his back, he'd change the play, and they'd go the opposite direction. So they were able to adjust a lot more. And so, I mean, after watching that game, it's a tie. Like, do you have more concerns, or are you just gotta like take this one with a grain of salt?
I'm kind of taking it with a grain of salt just because it is some of the pass rush was so good through those first few weeks. And part of that is, we got the buys coming up. We'll see what happens there. Devontae Wyatt, I think when Wyatt went out, like that was kind of a fairly big turning point. I think some of the guys on the field just got gassed. I think they're out there a little more than they wanted to in the second half there. But pass rush was so good. And like if they played this exact defense and the pass rush was slightly better, like I don't think we're talking about any issues. So it's kind of one of those, how real is this? Obviously Parsons went out for a little bit. I think he had the back thing, but then they thought it was a concussion, as they took him in, and like by the time he got back out, there was a touchdown scored. And so how much does that factor in? Like he played a good game. I thought LVN had some good plays, Gary had some good games. So if that pass rush is just the tiniest bit better, I mean, and I will say just slightly concerned in that the Cowboys were always also missing guys on the offensive line. And so they couldn't take advantage of that. But you're also not playing Dak every week. They come out of the bye and play the Bengals. So it is going to be, I think for me, one of those things like, how good is this pass rush consistently? Can they be good against some of the best teams? Because that's been the issue so far, right? I mean, the offensive line has had trouble holding up against good defensive lines. And what are they going to run up into when they face the Eagles, who has a good defensive line and a good offensive line? So this feels like a team beat up on the guys that are less talented. I think scheme is good on both sides of the ball. I like that. But when you come up against an uber talented team and they got a couple on the back stretch here, how's that going to look? Like, so I don't know whether we're getting answers right away. So I'd say concern level slightly raised, but I still think it's a good team.
Dusty, talking about the trenches a little bit, the run blocking has just been atrocious, it feels like, for Green Bay through 4 weeks here into the season. Do you think that the Packers now have a decision to make to give the keys to the Ferrari to Jordan Love after his play now through 4 weeks? Because yesterday I thought he balled out, and he has one super terrible, awful interception on the year and the super terrible, awful fumble yesterday. But other than that, I mean, the guy, what more do you want from the guy right now through 4 games? And he's the reason why this offense seems to be moving at times during this year. I'm encouraged by Jordan Love's play, but we played a clip earlier in the last segment. It just sounds like the keys aren't ready to be handed over quite yet to him.
Brother, you're speaking my language. I've been all off season. I've been preaching like this is a team, the way they're constructed, the way they look, and that was like offensive line. That was pre-injury, but I think it still holds now. This is a team that's built to be run out of 11 personnel, go up tempo, pass, like not like speed, but you're get up to the line. You're finding your mismatches. When you got a guy, I mean, you got a guy like Tucker Kraft who can block and can run a route. You got a guy like Josh Jacobs who's a big dude who can catch a pass out of the backfield, who can run. Those are huge mismatches. So hunt your mismatches. Go 11 personnel. You got those 2 guys on the field. You go no huddle. You got your 3 wide receivers out there. You got speed. I think you can run anything you want out of that. So I think this is a team that seems constructed to be 11 personnel, no huddle. And it's easy for me to say that. I'm not out there running no huddle all the time, but they're not like they've been. And I know they leaned, I charted this, so I was looking it up. They went 11 personnel, 57. No, I'm sorry. Like 55% in the first half and 67 in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. Like they leaned into that, but that is like how much of that was who they were playing, all of that stuff. But this does feel like to me a team that right now, and that's with the offensive line as currently constructed with all the injuries. If you want to get the ball out fast, if you want to try to run, if you've got Kraft on the inside that you can block with him, you got Jacobs who can make his own room, you can get just enough wedges, and you got guys who can win on the outside. If you go to huddle 11, that feels like how this team's constructed. All the 12 personnel and condensed formation, man, I get it. I love it. But right now, I don't know if that's the best way for this team to operate on offense.
Yeah, it's I've always wondered that with Coach LaFleur. We went from McCarthy, and it was like as many shots at points as you can get, right? It was just like, that's why I was like, we kick long field goals. We do, it's just, if you have a chance to score points, we're going to try to score. We're going to be up tempo. We're going to move the ball as quickly as possible. And LaFleur is, I almost thought he might be similar in that. And then he gets to Green Bay and he's a slow it down kind of, chess match, move guys around, do all the stuff. So he might have to look at a little bit of an adjustment with the guys that he has. And then if this O-line keeps, kind of getting banged up and they don't have cohesiveness, you got to run at teams. You just got to go and put the pressure on them. I totally agree with that. My question, I sent this text to Tommy and Mitch last night. Like, what do you think of Elton Jenkins, like with his head between his legs, like on his snaps? Like, I you don't see other centers in the NFL. Like they'll like look and then they bring their heads up and they fire the snap with their head, like seeing what they're going to block. Like why is that going on? Is it because like he's not, doesn't feel confident snapping the ball? Like I just feel like that's a huge disadvantage. And he did get cross-faced a couple times. And I'm sure they were taking advantage of him with his head down.
Yeah, I mean, especially the way defense is played nowadays, where like there are so many games up front. There are so many guys trying to mess up the center that it feels like you need to have that. And I've not gone back. I was going to do that, and I haven't had a chance to do that yet. Did he do that in the first 2 weeks? Did he do that at home, or is that like a silent count thing? Like I'm not entirely sure. I'm guessing
because they're in Dallas.
Yeah, he probably did not do that at home. I don't know if he did that in Cleveland. I wasn't paying attention, so I am curious if that is on the road thing. I mean, he has struggled a bit. I do wonder if that's a part of it. That's something it feels like they've got to clean up. And I mean, that was, off season. Obviously he was not there for a bit. He missed practice. He's had injuries. Like maybe that's something he doesn't feel comfortable yet. They can work on over the bye. I'm not sure, but that is, again, like that's something that teams are going to like just cross-dog blitz him like crazy, right? Like you get a guy crossing his face, he's already you're half a beat late if you've got your head down. So I don't love it, and I've not tracked to see if he's done that all season, but be curious to see if he's done that, if he did that in Cleveland as well. All
right, Dusty, I got one more for you, and then we're going to go to break. But just now looking at the landscape of the NFC North, of the NFC, after these last 2 weeks. Where do you put this Packers team at the moment? Coming off of that, obviously records on paper, all those things. Where do you put them? As far as NFC competitor or I guess contenders at this moment from what they were 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, they feel like they're still behind Eagles. I mean, as far as like just the Eagles have been some kind of black magic team this year. But
I feel like Eagles in that overtime would have gotten down to the 1 yard line and run a tush push to win the game. Like when I'm watching like that drive, I'm just like, if this is the Eagles, they would have figured out a way just to get in a favorable spot so they could have just QB sneaked it in the end zone.
Well, on the Lions too, to some extent. I mean, that is that's somewhat of a mentality thing. When I mentioned being too cute, that is I understand LaFleur trying to like do this. I'm trying to score a touchdown, but at the same time, I don't want to give them too much time because then if we do kick the field goal, then they got a chance to win it and they got a good kicker. Like at some point, you got to say, listen, man, we're winning with our offense. Like we're winning with and I do feel like there's a mentality to that with some other teams that maybe LaFleur is not quite embraced all the time. But I mean, yeah, I think right now I'm looking at them. I think the Rams have been playing really good. I still put them in like the Packers in the upper tier, I think. And it is, I mean, we're 4 games in. I am very curious to see how they come out of the bye. Those few weeks out of the bye, I'm very curious. But they've got all the talent in the world. It feels like they need a couple tweaks to get there. And I mean, before the Parsons trade, this was a team that I don't think they're there this year. Like I think they're still a little light on talent. There's some depth stuff, the defensive line you're not sure of. And so if they're not quite in the upper tier, like I don't think that's crazy, but the way they played those first 2 weeks, right now I've still got them up there, if like a tick below kind of the Eagles and Rams and how they've been playing. But I'm curious to see if they make any tweaks out of the bye before I'm ready to say a whole lot for the rest of the season.
The one and only Dusty Evely joining us on the Mason Crosby Show. I'll be in touch with you for other Mondays we got coming up here too. Sweet. Love to have Dusty on here as much as we can. Dusty, what do you got in the works right now? People can go check out, see your stuff.
I don't know, man. Got to go through the rest of the film. Over on Acme Packing Company, I'll have some stuff, usually write about the passing game. I'll have something on, I think that Matthew Golden blow up wide receiver screen at the end there. There's a couple things that inform that. So I don't know, figure that out and figure stuff out by the bye, but it'll be over on Acme Packing Company.
Hopefully he stops like trying to do spin moves too. Like maybe a week away from spin moves. Like also like, can we just get someone meaningless to return punts, please? Like I just like 52-man roster.
Meaningless. See, this exactly. You want special teams to be great, but you don't want
you know what
starters
I want?
out
You know
there.
what I want? I want Malik Heath, who doesn't have a single offensive play drawn up for him, to go out there, wave his hand, catch the ball, move on.
Yep.
Like,
I thought you weren't going to get fired up today, Tommy.
Now I'm pissed.
now
it's it.
You
That's
did
over.
this, Dusty.
Yes.
You did this.
I apologize.
Dusty, have a good rest of your day, my friend. We'll talk again soon.
You as well. Thanks, fellas. Good to see you.
Thanks, Dusty.
There he is, Dusty Evely, Acme Packing Company on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. Let's talk a little bit about overtime on the other side. All right, Mace?
Yes, sir.
It's the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. It's the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Tommy Wirtz, Mason Crosby here. Just got off with Dusty Evely. Absolute best, always, every time.
Yeah, he does a great job.
I mean, first team all ball knower. Dusty Evely feels like whenever we have him on, Mason.
Yeah, and he's still breaking stuff down. So, we're just gonna keep getting more info from him, as often as we possibly can get him on.
Make sure you guys are checking out the new fan lineup, 6 a.m. Inside Wisconsin Sports. That goes until 9 to noon with John Kuhn. Of course, now Mason Crosby Show at high noon on a Country Monday today.
It is a Country Monday.
Just trying to.
I wish I could be wearing this hat, cowboy tears.
Not yet.
I just can't do it right now.
Immediately after I show, it's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, and then I'll probably scream for an hour from 5 to 6 on the fan postgame show today as well. I wanted to do just a quick topic here about overtime yesterday. So the new overtime rules, I first of all, the graphic they put up explaining the rules, so confusing. All right. Like, I'm an idiot. All right. I went to public school.
It's like a lawyer who put them up there.
Just say, hey, each team gets the ball once. After that, next score wins.
Yep.
Or if the score is not tied after 2 scores, the other team wins. Like, just keep it that simple. Stop being like, each team will possess the ball for a minimum of, like, dude, shut up. No one cares. Stop this nerd talk.
Here's the only issue I have with the new rules.
Okay.
Are like they decided now you can't drive down and just win it first possession.
Yeah.
But they shorten the time.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, why now it's like guaranteed to like a possession each. Like, why is it not 15 minutes?
So
it doesn't make any sense to me.
That's my question, really, is how do you think the Green Bay Packers handled that new overtime with the new rules? Nikolay Law fan talking text line 414-677-1250 if you want to join the show. Specifically, my thought was, yeah, you should take the ball second, right? Because then you kind of control how many points, right? And I really believe that if Green Bay, like, they should have went for 2 if they got a touchdown. Like, go out there, try to win, try to lose, because if you gave them so much time, like if there was 2 minutes left on the clock, like 100% Dallas is scoring, 100%, right? But Dallas getting the ball first, when they had that methodical drive where you could give significantly less time to Green Bay, like, they played that perfectly getting the ball first, I thought, Mason.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they ate up the clock. And then again, Micah Parsons, biggest play he had of the day,
saved the touchdown.
Is saving a touchdown there on Dak Prescott as he's scrambling out. Don't let him get in the end zone. Hold him to a short field goal. Like, the fact they kept him out of the end zone, like, you can't discount that.
Right.
Also, right? Like, if the Packers have to go down and you have to score a touchdown, everything changes, right? So they did have the opportunity, just tie it if they needed to, which they end up doing. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm so glad that each team gets a chance, right? Like, that's how it should be. You should each have an opportunity. I don't know.
Should it be untimed the first 2 possessions? Just keep a play clock, untimed, and then the 10 minutes. Go.
Ooh, see, I like that.
The
time bothers me. It just bothers me that there's less time now. I mean, they used to give you 15 minutes and it was like first to score.
Right.
It's like, that made no sense
Which
at
was
all
chaos. Either. Yeah. I mean, what happens if a team wastes all 10 minutes, kicks a field goal with no time left? Do you not get the chance to score? I would assume, right?
That's how it works. Yeah. Like, the time has to count. So, I mean, it's, you just hold it off as long as you can and then go down there and kick a field goal. But yeah, I don't know. It's, yeah, it was interesting. I just wish they would have been a little more aggressive. I feel like that's the biggest thing. And Dusty mentioned it as well. I think it's just this identity of what this team wants to be. Like, hair on fire defense, flying around, doing all that. It's kind of a possession, like, not sure what type of offense. Like, again, they scored 40 points, but it's still just in those critical moments. Detroit, Eagles, like, they are going to score to win that game, right? Like, that is what they are going to do in that moment. And I'm just not sure that's where the Packers are. And we played Jordan Love's clip. if they're not unlocking Jordan Love, if they're not just cutting him loose, like there has to be like a trust issue there.
Yeah,
somewhere where we're not trusting our guys to go out there and make plays.
I completely agree with you. Let's get into some Jordan Love talk on the other side. It is the Mason Crosby Show. We are presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Is it time to hand over the offense to Jordan Love? That's going to get people so riled up.
I've been saying it. I said it all last offseason. Gotta unleash him.
You're paying him like it. Might as well, right?
Yep. Take him to the next level.
It's the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Welcome back. Hour number 2, the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Tommy Wirtz, Mason Crosby here. Been a lot of negative, it feels like, so far. And I don't know if, like, my coworkers and teammates think that I'm a negative person. They might think I'm a negative person based on what I've become on these airwaves.
I don't think you're negative.
But I like to look at positive a little bit more. I enjoy laughing and smiling much more than I enjoy screaming and yelling, contrary to what you might hear on the radio from time to time here.
Unless
again.
just yelling at clouds.
Just yelling at clouds. That's your guys' fault, by the way. Surrounding me
we've
with
made you that.
Mason and Mitch, the guys who are just everything is happy, happy, joy, joy all the time. I feel like I need to give some negativity out into the universe. But I specifically want to look at Jordan Love in this next segment here. And Mason, Jordan Love is a guy that forever, no matter what he does, forever will be compared to the two guys before him, right? And
Sure.
Forever will be, no matter what he does, even if he turns out to be better, which he's not, obviously, right now, he will still be compared to Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre because of this team's history right now. But through the first 4 weeks of the year, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1 pick right now, Jordan Love, quite frankly, looks to be the best part of this Packers offense, and it's not even close right now. He hooked up with Romeo Doubs 3 times, so obviously kind of establishing him as that safety net or go-to guy during the game. But I want to ask if Jordan Love's play at least gives you confidence as Packer fans in 2025. Nicolay Law fan talking text line 414-677-1250 if you want to join the show. Mason, I've been very encouraged by the play of Jordan Love. It might be the best start to a season that we've seen from him in his 3 years now as a starter.
Yeah, obviously he's healthy. He had the hand thing in camp, but that doesn't seem to be a problem. He's healthy. He's moving well. Again, he ran the ball effectively whenever he needed to. 3 for 28. Just was able to use his legs a few times, which was nice to see. His strength is he spreads that ball around.
Mm-hmm.
It is crazy. You got 4 to Josh Jacobs, 6 to Romeo Doubs, 5 to Golden, 5 to Kraft, 3 to Wilson, 3 to Savion Williams. Dontavian Wicks only had 2 catches, which, again, may be a little disappointing that Dontavian Wicks has just kind of disappeared here for these last couple weeks. But 31 to 43, 337, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, QBR 58, 118 rating. I mean, you look at those numbers. I mean, those are winning numbers,
yes.
Or tying numbers, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, as we're looking at this game, that's a tough one, right? It's who do you blame for this tie? It's like you're not blaming Jordan Love. The only thing you maybe could blame Jordan Love is not having command at the end of that game in overtime and just saying kind of, screw it a little bit. We're going to go win this game.
But that was so an Aaron move, right? Like
that would be an Aaron move. But I said this in the offseason. I said this after last season. It was like, what can Jordan Love do to improve, to take that next step? And he has to say, like, this is my team. This is my offense. I'm going to run it the way that I feel confident and comfortable running it. Obviously, he can do it very effectively under the confines of what the structure is and what LaFleur is putting in place play-wise. But I think he just has more in there and needs to take that ownership stake in this offense. I'm not in that building. I don't know how much, the conversation goes, but it just feels at times, right? And even from his comments that he just doesn't feel, and maybe that's not his personality. Not all quarterbacks are Aaron Rodgers. Not all quarterbacks can just say like, hey, I don't like this. I'm going to change it and do it my way. Right. So maybe Jordan Love's never going to be that guy, but I think a balance of every once in a while in those critical moments, quarterback has that option to take over and just say like, we're going to go win this game.
Well, and it sounds like from what I hear from you saying those comments is like the answer is defiance at this point, almost. It's from Jordan Love. And that's just like, where is he supposed to be in that relationship with Matt LaFleur as far as head of the program right now? Because I think a lot of people, when you associate the Green Bay Packers, who's the first person you're thinking of that's not Micah Parsons? Is it Jordan Love or is it Matt LaFleur, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's something that sometimes teams, Bill Belichick was, obviously had Tom Brady, right? That marriage works so perfectly. But there are other teams. But how
often did they butt heads?
Right.
How often did you see Tom Brady coming off the field like pissed off at Belichick or at his his coordinator or at somebody on that, it's like he controlled, like he ran that offense. Like he was the boss on the field. And I just think that tension is good. Like, I think Jordan Love needs to find some tension with Coach LaFleur to unlock Coach LaFleur's play calling as well. Because I think in those moments, like LaFleur said too many times, like, oh, man, I called some bad plays or I didn't call the right thing in that moment and all of that. That is Jordan Love's job. If the right play isn't called, it doesn't have to be like the perfect play, but it needs to be the right play for that moment. And you need to know, are we going to win this game or are we just going, playing to tie?
You set me up so beautifully here. I have a clip for you here from Matt LaFleur's presser. It's super quick, but it's basically asking about that clock management on the last drive of overtime. And it just, this one fires me up.
Yeah, it's always a fine line that you're battling. Certainly if I'd have known it ended like that, it would have gone faster. So hindsight's 20/20.
Like, hindsight's 20/20. If I'd have known that this game ended in a tie, if I'd have knew that that's what was going to happen, I would have called the game differently, and I would have had a different approach, and I would have worked faster. What did you not know that when the zeros hit the clock, it's going to be tied? If you are tied at the end of this, that just seems like now the Packers are creating this, and I don't know their relationship, like you said, because we're not in the building like that. But it seems like the relationship is causing the fan base to choose sides on these guys right now, where it's like, I'm Team Matt or I'm Team Jordan on the Packers offense right now. And when you have a comment, again, like, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's always a fine line that you're battling. Certainly if I'd have known it ended like that, it would have gone faster. So
what?
Hindsight's 20/20.
You dictated the hindsight, LaFleur. What do you mean if I knew it was going to end like that? That makes no sense.
Was that bubble to was that Golden on, was that second down? It's clock running, second down, right?
Yeah, because they could have
spiked it. And then they had to call the timeout, right?
No, well,
or was it first down? No, it was first down.
They didn't call the timeout after, right? That was the get together. They could have spiked it instead of running that play with Jordan, right?
Yeah,
at the end to knock it down.
When did they call the timeout? I thought they called it. No, they called it after they ran the bubble.
28 seconds, right? Does that sound right? And then what was the play after? I don't even remember the play after. That would have been a completed play. Now I got to look back at the game log here.
I know. It was late. Like I was just like
ready to go to bed.
Not sure what was going on,
but again, Mason, like, you hear that line where it's like hindsight, and that's just not an excuse anymore for Matt LaFleur, right? And Jordan Love, that can't be an excuse anymore either, especially if we are petitioning to get him more opportunities and more say right now. Like, LaFleur, that is a line that makes you look not great, it feels like, and it makes it look like you don't have a control on this thing, and we know Jordan Love doesn't either, Mason.
No, here's the sequence. Yeah, so that was... They got down there to the 12-yard line, and on that first play, so here's their sequence. Once they got down, 7-yard pass, run, got the first down to the 12-yard line, negative 3-yard pass to Golden, and then they called the timeout.
Okay,
so that was first down, and then a negative 1-yard pass to Emmanuel Wilson with 28 seconds left, and that's when they couldn't get lined up, and then threw it. Like, They went negative 4 yards at the 12-yard, like from the 12-yard line.
Right. When every play should have been in the end zone almost at that time, right? Like get as many opportunities as you can to score the touchdown. I understand that you don't want to have another collapse at the end of a quarter or half a time right now with Matt LaFleur because of how poorly you managed the first half of Dallas and the second half of Cleveland. But then again, when you say words like hindsight, I would have handled it differently, it shows you didn't have a handle on it again to end the game.
Yeah. Or you line up, and in that moment, like before the thing, you're so confident that you're going down and you're going to score a touchdown, you say, if we get a first down inside the 15-yard line, if we get a first down, like towards the end of this drive, this is the kind of touchdown scoring play we are going to run. We're not going to call timeout right then. We're going to run this play. And it's not a bubble screen. Like it's not just running a quick screen out to Matthew Golden. You'd be better off just handing it off and running the ball. You have a timeout.
Right.
Just run the ball, see if you can get 5 yards, and then call a timeout and reset.
Exactly.
And then take shots in the end zone. Like that kind of like that sequence was the one that just really blew my mind. And again, it's like you look at it too. The creative play would have been fake the bubble, Romeo Doubs released to the corner of the end zone. Because literally, as soon as they saw Matthew Golden, Stephon Diggs went away from his assignment before he even looked through the ball.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes.
Trayvon Diggs went away from his assignment before Jordan Love even released the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you bait him with that and send Dobbs. If like the safety somehow reads it, you throw it out of the back of the end zone.
Yes,
and you just say like, okay, clock stop. Like that, those plays were just really bad. And then like 28 seconds and they couldn't line up and like get a good play going. Like that kind of stuff just shows like that's detail in practice. That's just having a really solid plan and just executing at a high level. They did a lot of really good things. Don't get me wrong. Jordan Love played an exceptional game. Unfortunate to get a sack fumble there before half, but it's like he did play a really good game, and a lot of guys stepped up and did well. To score 40 points, you have to play a really good game in those moments.
Nicolay Law fan talking text line 414-677-1250. How does Jordan Love's play give you? What kind of hope does it give you through the first 4 weeks for the remaining? What's the math on that? 14, but not next week. I mean something like that in the NFL.
Yes.
Math is stupid right now. More explanation on Matt LaFleur on that last drive.
No, not in that situation. We tried to on that last play.
On the one to Golden out there, couldn't he have come up and just spiked it?
Which one?
So the 3-yard loss to Golden, where he threw up.
Like which one? Which play, Matt? I'm not. I paused it.
Which play
to Matthew Golden that lost 3 yards in the last minute of the game are you talking about? Yeah, of course. Which one? I don't know why he looks like he's going to cry every time he is on the podium. More Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, is that when we popped the timeout?
Oh, you did pop. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you spike it, then don't you?
Yeah, but then you lose it down, and now you're 3rd and long, and I mean the closer you get, the longer the yardage situation is.
Second down.
The harder it is to.
It's second down before 3rd down.
Convert.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Math hard.
Yeah. It's just obviously the play calls sucked. They weren't good enough.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Obviously, we got to be better, right? Like just every week, say we got to be better, Mason.
I know. It's just like. I guess that narrative is getting a little tiring, a little old. And, I think it was 22 season, maybe. I think it was 22 season. After every game, it's like, man, I wish I would have kept, calling plays for Aaron Jones to get the ball in his hands more. I'm like, I mean,
you can do that.
You called the plays.
Actually can do that.
I'm like, I don't understand how that just you just go away from it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to create? Like, make them stop you. Like, that should be the goal. If they can't stop you, like, make them stop you. Like, we don't need to be creative just for creative sake, or we don't need to be a guru to just have everyone tell us we're a guru.
Also,
you know how to draw up plays. You're a good coach. Just call the necessary plays in those moments.
The double pass with Savion Williams and Jordan Love, you can set that on fire. You don't have to ever use that one ever again by any means, Matt LaFleur. Nicolay Law fan talking text line. Lewis on the north side joining us here. Lewis, how we doing today, my man?
Fellas, I'm just okay. Like, I'm not satisfied with the tie, of course, but what, like, you guys were talking about people falling into camps already. The Love camp, the LaFleur camp.
Right.
I was there last year, man. Like, I was in the Love camp. This LaFleur guy, to me, when Jordan Love came off the field with 1 second to go, everybody's seen the interaction, correct? Okay. Can you imagine if that was Bill Parcells? Hell, Mike Sherman and any other coach who doesn't get their eyebrows arched would have cussed the hell out of Jordan Love. Agreed? This guy, he just, we have to, like, as Packer fans, realize, like, that whole coaching tree that Matt LaFleur came out of, everybody knows about that, correct?
Sure,
Yeah.
from Shanahan and whatnot.
We got the worst coach out of that bunch.
Really? Okay, that's a topic, Lewis.
That's a hot take,
we're gonna
Lewis.
steal that one. We're gonna write that one down. Matt
That is a
LaFleur
good
coaching
topic.
tree.
Because look, somebody from that coaching tree already has a Super Bowl, correct?
Okay, yeah.
Right. Matt LaFleur hasn't been there. You know what I'm saying? And it's always, like you said, the hindsight 2020. Oh yeah, I could have did this. Oh yeah, I should have did this. Oh yeah, I should have did that. Like we have a legion of Madden players who can manage that clock down to the second.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
Oh, Lewis.
Yeah, I know.
We have a legion of them. Like when we got the ball with 4 minutes to go, like there's such a thing as a 4-minute offense.
Right.
That's the head coach's job, especially the head play caller, to say, okay, fellas, we're in our 4-minute offense. We weren't in the 4-minute offense. We weren't in the 3-minute offense. When it got down to 2 minutes, we were barely in the 2-minute offense.
So Lewis, are you ready? Are you ready to give Jordan Love some more trust? Like after 4 weeks, you're like, hey, let this guy rip right now. Let Matt LaFleur take a step back.
I don't know if I would, because it's a catch-22 because you almost can't trust Love. What we have to do is,
but they're 4 weeks. Like, what more do you want?
No,
I know he has some really bad.
Yeah,
go ahead, Lewis. Sorry.
Oh, he's gonna say, hey, he's speaking the truth. Just let him talk.
I got you, Lewis.
Tommy.
Go ahead.
Relax. We have Josh Jacobs back there. You have this offense key off the run. Then it opens up the pass. Like LaFleur doesn't know which direction he wants to go. That little double pass that he's trying to be like his friend coaches. Let's do a little trick play here. The little mess up at the end of the first half, that's him trying to be greedy. Let me be like my buddy over there in LA. I'm gonna try to
but I don't think he has the I don't know the word. Like he doesn't have the fortitude to just go all in on it, right? It's almost like a half measure.
You can look at him, you can look at LaFleur, and you can tell as a leader, he's unsure of himself.
Is he unsure of his personnel then by that nature then, Lewis? Or is it himself he's got to get past first?
No, I think the guy questions himself. That's why he's so put together. Every hair is in place. Like I said, the eyebrows.
Man, this is a full breakdown.
That guy is unsure of himself, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
He's insecure about football right now is what it sounds like, Lewis.
He's got to have the matching color on. He's got a different darn, Packers gear on. It matches from like I said, from head to toe, the guy is in perfect shape.
Well, Lewis,
except between the ears.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lewis. I mean, just dropping heat. Lewis, thanks for the call, Lewis. Don't be a stranger, all right?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, no, yes, sir.
There he is. Lewis on the north side, Nicolay Law fan talking text line. That guy, you were smiling.
I was feeling. I was like, let him go.
Just cook it. I mean, like that was like just one of the
Yeah. Oh, you got the salt.
Yeah, I ripped
just like I got.
That's the salt rip calls. Like that's what we need. Yeah. If you got Lewis,
that's our salt rip call.
Yeah. Yes. Nicolay Law salt rip calls. All throughout on the Mason Crosby show there from Lewis. If you want to join the show, 414-677-1250. Talk about Jordan Love. Talk about Matt LaFleur. We can go all over the place. We've been hammering Packers. We have some pick reviews to get into. The Ryder Cup was over the weekend too. I want it to be said that if they're going to make us decide right now, Mason, of which camp you want to be in through 4 weeks, do you have more faith in Jordan Love or Matt LaFleur? Because right now I'm leaning with Jordan Love at this point. I like what's happening.
Let him go, but like Lewis hit it right on the head. Like and it's half measures. It was awesome that he said that because I was thinking the exact same thing. It's like there's no way that play to Matthew Golden was the play that like was in the mind. Like, okay, if we get down this situation, we're running this play. I don't know why that play pops in there. And it's like, is it trying to be creative, trying to catch him off guard? Like, just take a shot to the end zone. You're better off running a fade route, letting Jordan decide if he's open or not.
Sure.
That's the lack of trust. And that is the issue. But Jordan Love has to make a decision. He has to make a decision if he wants to become like the leader of the pack, be Aaron Rodgers, be Brett Favre. Like he's going to have to say, I'm taking this thing over. Like you give me the play. If I don't like it, I'm making my decision but that takes a lot of fortitude, and that's a lot of boldness. Jordan Love has to decide, is he willing to put it on his back and put it on his shoulders to lead this team to a different place, to that next spot? And I think if he does, it will help Matt LaFleur to be a more effective play caller, to be like better in situations, because he's not trying to think and guess on everything. So that's just, Lewis, you got me fired up. I feel I'm feeling what I just come on anytime and just get that salt rip with us.
Yeah,
I mean,
ripping salts.
When Aaron Rodgers rip the salts yesterday, I mean, you knew they were winning that game.
Yeah.
I mean,
you knew.
In Ireland, ripping salts, throws a slant route to DK Metcalf for 64 yards. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, it was a Guinness scented salt.
Yeah, it was.
For sure. Absolutely. Sports Talk on the Fan, presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Has Sparky calmed down from last night's Green Bay football postgame show? Just how good is the Packers team after 4 weeks? Let Sparky know this afternoon at 2:00, immediately after the Mason Crosby show on Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Let's recap the rest of the weekend, go over some of our pick reviews, and try to close some things up for the Monday edition on a Green and Gold Monday here on The Fan. It is the Mason Crosby show on 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan, on the free Odyssey app. We are presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Is the tide gonna reach my chair? Welcome back to the Mason Crosby Show. Tommy Wirtz, Packers all-time leading scorer, here with you for about a half hour still left on our show, Mason show that he lets me be on at least. Yes. Season pick review, back in the top spots, Mr. Mason Crosby. Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, did I have any ties this week? I don't think so.
No pushes yet. Pushes get really weird when we get those. But Mason, you won the week 3-2. Me and Mitch both going 2-3. I am Mr. 2 wins every week.
Dude,
just consistently going one game under 500. As all of us, by the way, got our solo game wrong. BYU 6.5 over Colorado. Colorado loses and screws you on the pick.
Exactly.
Mitch had Cardinals plus 1.5. They lose. And then Bama, Georgia, man. Alabama all of a sudden relevant again. Seriously. After that, I thought Bama was toast, done, no chance they were going to be anything this season. Now they're a top 10 team right back in the mix in the college football playoff that lets everyone get in as long as they're in the SEC and the Big Ten.
Yeah, I'll probably start like trying this week. You know, I've just kind of been coasting a little bit, just kind of throwing my picks out there. So yeah, it's time to have a big week.
I think by default you were the closest in the Packers score because you had 50 as a point total when it was 80 in the game actually that happened.
It was close.
Lions, we all had them to cover the 10 on Cleveland. I went with Vikings against the Steelers. The only one who went that way. You guys both had Steelers to cover 2.5. They win outright. And then nice of us to go with the Bears over the Raiders as
it
well.
Was looking dicey. Like I was just like, nope, they're gonna blow it.
Dude,
they're gonna blow it. Mitch is gonna win the day, and then Bears just got it done. I'm a little not worried about them, but I don't want them to start figuring things out.
The Raiders stink.
They
stink.
They're
They got
bad.
Genty, who's cool. Geno Smith, like everyone wants that story to work out.
Yeah.
But honestly, Raiders stink. Pete Carroll, just like stop chewing gum, man. Like it's just so much. I mean,
Genty's a dog, though. Genty's a good player.
He's going to be great. He's going to be awesome. He's going to be fun in this league. And obviously, everyone knows that the running back timeline kind of starts when you're in the NFL now, it feels like, and then goes maybe 4 years. And it's tough after that 4 or 5 years to still be productive.
Sure.
Unless you're Derrick Henry, then you're just awesome forever.
Well, they just got to stop getting him hit. Like Genty just can't get hit as much as he does before he even gets going, or he'll play 2 years and be done.
Well,
I mean, there's no way he can last.
Speaking of the Ravens, and Chiefs win 37-20. They're back to 2-2 now on the year. The Rams take down the Colts. They were undefeated, obviously. Bills didn't cover against the Saints. And those Jags, man. I told you those Jags are sneaky.
Yeah, we're high on the Jags.
They're sneaky. Liam Cohen going up to Bob Saleh being like, keep my name out of your mouth after the game, too. Like,
that's what you're here for that.
Imagine being the guy who's just like goofy as hell and saying, Duval, and then going up to Bob Saleh in 2 weeks ready to square up. Like that.
Yeah.
I need that energy out of my coach. I feel that way. I feel like now everyone's ready, ride or die with Liam Cohen in Jacksonville.
Saleh must have something kind of underlying some case he's fighting already, or he would have dropped him on the field.
I mean,
he's I can't go to jail again. I can't get arrested. One more infraction, I'm gone.
He's got 42 kids to take care of.
He would have dropped him so fast.
The other one, Eagles.
How about the Falcons?
Yeah. I mean, with no Jaden Daniels, I understand it's Mariota who's like the top end of backups in the league, but I still think that no Jaden Daniels is always brutal. The Titans, man, that team stinks.
Dude, I think they've only scored like one touchdown all season, maybe.
Did you hear Cam Ward after the game that just basically, I mean, he was like, we're butt, and he didn't say butt. Like, that was literally what he said after the game. It's probably like PR training in the works now for Cam Ward.
He needs
some of that.
Yeah, he needs some training. He's the leader of that organization.
Yeah, it was like, we're straight butt, homie. Like that was pretty much what he said after the game at the official presser.
Straight butt, homie.
And then, man, the Giants are just the best team, right? Because the Chargers are so good, dude.
Geez.
Now, here's another thing. Remember when all I said was Justin? This is what I said about Justin Herbert. I said, he is literally just Trevor Lawrence, and he's disguised. And sure enough, they're both 3-1 now at this point of the season. Like, that's all I want. I just want Justin Herbert to be out of this like top 5 conversation.
Hey, this is how locked in I am right now. You know, Madison Beer must not have traveled with the team. It's like, yeah, she wasn't there. I'm sure she was in Brazil.
Yeah,
she's like, I'm going to Brazil. Heck yeah, but she just probably didn't travel. I mean, I guess New York's a place to go, but she was just like, I got stuff going on. Like, yeah, I'm not going to go. And so, Justin just he can't win without her.
Yeah.
Like it's facts now.
Did you play better when Molly was in the crowd?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, there it is.
Like, I didn't want to come home and like be judged. I mean, it was like she was between her and Nolan. It was like, man, I better make my kicks. They're out there. They're watching. They're locked in. But what Josh Allen talked about that getting married. He's like, I feel so free now. It's like, I'm not chasing any, like, it's just like, I got my wife, I'm locked in at home. Like, I mean, Aaron's married, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Supposedly
he's doing all right.
He's married to Earth, man. I mean,
Earth marriage.
Blue Childfire or whatever her name was beforehand, like got him in the right headspace. I don't remember what it was, like something like that. It was like Blue of the Earth or whatever.
It was Blue
name.
of the Earth. I think that literally was it.
I mean, he knows how to pick them, man.
She's just absorbed now into planet Earth. Like, we don't know what she is anymore.
Gaia or whatever is who he's married to now. Bills and Eagles, only 2 undefeated teams. Does it feel like those are the 2 best teams in the NFL right now?
I mean, I was jumping the gun. Those first 2 weeks. It's like Packers. I think they might have taken that step, but I mean, Eagles are good. Just because, like, how they beat the Rams. Like, they just find ways to win. And they beat a good Tampa team, too, in Tampa Bay. So, I think Eagles are the top of the NFC right now, like, best. I mean, Lions, if the Packers were to go to Detroit, I'm glad they don't play them for a little bit so they can kind of figure out what's going on here, get their identity really established and settled. Because if they go to Detroit next week, I don't think it's going to end well for the Packers with how Detroit's playing right now.
I mean, I think that's a fair comment.
Somewhat of a hot take, but I mean, how the Cowboys, what they did offensively, Detroit has found their groove on the offensive side of the ball, and they're going to be tough.
I think Dallas is going to be better than people give them credit for this year. Not because of, but like a benefit of their schedule for sure.
They're more than I think they could finish second in that.
Well, you're talking about a team who lost by 24-20 on the opening game to the Eagles, right? Yeah. They put up 40 against the Giants, so it's the second time they've put up 40 now. They laid an egg against the Bears last week, but they have coming up Jets, Panthers, Commanders. Like, those are their next 3 games right now. So that's if they can go 2-1 over that stretch, they're right back into things.
And they're a different animal at home. I think at home they're going to be tough this year. On the road, I'm just not sure. Like, I'm not sure if that offense like that in Chicago, they just were ineffective with that crowd noise and with the opposing team's crowd in that game.
It is the Mason Crosby Show, going over a little bit from the weekend here on the Fan, 1250 AM, 105.7 FM. Let's just touch on Ryder Cup a little bit here too. Rory, like, up, down, stayed the same in your book over this weekend because
it was.
No, stayed the same? Like, that's what you're saying?
It was basically all of those things all weekend.
Yeah, because I'm ready to, if I see Rory, it's on site at this point now.
You're going at him.
Yes, 100%. Me and Drew Wagner doing
two drinks in hand, just like
a little 3D sweet chin music on the other side. Like, that's where I'm at with Rory McIlroy. Yeah, I got no problem. And Scotty kind of let us down over the weekend, to be fair.
I was right there on board with you. I was like, quit complaining. You can't, like, the things I heard kicking into the net on the sideline of a game, like people, what they yell at you, all that, like the crowd noise. I mean, it's an away game. Like, it's the Ryder Cup. Like, that stuff, like, it should be different. It should be loud. It should be electric. Fans should be able to heckle and like try to get the Europeans off their game. Like, they're supposed to help the USA in every possible way to win that Ryder Cup.
Sure.
And I get it. Like, there's stuff that crosses the line. You can't like go at someone's family
or throw them the drink, right? Or whatever.
Yeah. Like, let's keep it like at least classy. Talk about how bad their golf game is. Like, just talk trash, but let's not take it to a level where it's like threatening and really like bad. So don't condone that for 1 minute.
Sure.
But I will say I was right with you with Rory. And I'm like, dude, stop complaining. Stop all this belly aching about the fans. And then he makes comments after, and he was just so classy. Like he did make some classy comments. And I was just like, man, all right. I can't hate him that much.
You can't. You actually
And
can.
I love Shane Lowry, man. Shane Lowry's the best. I mean, you can't not like Shane Lowry.
I was
slamming a beer before that that thing was over.
I also thought Bryson, maybe not necessarily because of his play, but his intensity also went up in my book over the week.
What a gutsy performance to come back. He was 5 down in that match.
Yep. And on top of it, just the guy who's just going up to the tee box pissed off, ready to just imagining that this golf ball took his family away from him and it's his mission to hit it as hard as he can every time is that's the energy I need at the tee box.
What did your dad do to you?
Yeah, exactly. It's just him picturing all the teachers that told him he would be nothing on that golf ball before he goes to hit it every time.
Right. Let's talk ties, since there was and I said this to Molly with the Ryder Cup, how it kind of ended. It was a weird day. There were so many weird games, how they were flowing. I was pretty concerned about the game last night. I was like, man, I've seen this happen too many times. You're expected to go in, handle your business, but just a day in sports gets really wonky, gets out of whack, and all of a sudden, a team that shouldn't be in the game comes and finds a way to tie a game against a better opponent.
Sure.
So that's what ended up happening in that Cowboys-Packers game. But it all started because of the dumbest rule in all of professional sports happened in the Ryder Cup. Victor Hovland has to pull out of his match because he is injured, and they draw the envelope who's he playing against, and they give him a half a point.
Right.
If I'm Harris English, I'm I'm ready to play. Yeah. I'm going to show up on the tee box. If Victor Hovland's not there, he's conceding the match to me.
Absolutely.
How is that how that works?
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
Well, why didn't
make
everyone...
Luke Donald play?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got make one of the vice captains step up and play. You can't just say oh, okay. You're hurt. So are you saying the Europeans could have just said, all right, we got 5 injured guys. They tried to
There's
play.
There's 2.5 points right there.
We win.
Yeah.
We win them the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's insanity to think that you don't tee a ball up once and you lose. The honor he should have had was go to the first tee, hit a ball, and then concede.
Sure.
And say I'm injured. I can't finish this match.
Well, it's just soft. And
because if he had done that, if he had hit one ball and had to pull out for injury, if anyone on that course had to go couldn't continue, they would have lost the match.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have been a concession. It wouldn't have been a half point. It makes me so mad. It makes me so mad.
Yeah. So that's business ethics on a Monday.
That's a business ethics. Change those rules, Ryder Cup, please.
Yeah. And get a neck massager sponsored next year too. Slept on your neck.
I mean, my neck's sore.
Isn't everyone's neck hurt in the morning?
I would have had to lose multiple fingers to not play on the last day of the Ryder Cup. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's just different here in America. Beth Page, Beth Page Black.
They tried. U.S. played well. They dominated.
Made it fun. Made it fun at the end. Yeah,
I thought they had a shot. And then you just had some of those European dogs show up and find a way to close us out.
Well, they got it done. What's tonight's game again? Is it it's Cincinnati against Denver? I think that's off the top of the head.
There's 2 of them, which it's so weird because there's 2 of them and they cross over. So it's not back to back. Why would they do that?
Can I say something else here? Just because the Brewers also got the 1 seed over the weekend. Another news to bring up.
Yes, let's not forget our Brewers.
They got a big week
in baseball.
Big week ahead of them as well. Sundays, I do enjoy the morning game. It's a chore to watch football for 12 hours. 100%.
It's a grind.
That is a lot of football. I love football. It's great. And I couldn't wait to watch the Packers at night. But Like, oh man, just everyone get the same clock. I'm over time zones. Like that's where
that's where we're going.
That's where I'm at.
This
that's
is where we go.
Yeah.
At 120, if you want to just hear like all the things, like we go in so many different directions. Tommy wants to eliminate time zones.
I do, yeah.
Just eliminate it across the world.
Just be on America's clock. Yeah, like that's what it should be.
American Standard Time, please.
AST, call it what it is. I'm over time zones.
I'm here for it. That's why does it have to change? Like, what are we doing?
I'm pretty sure it's science.
I'm pretty sure not like the world spins and like the world's flat, right?
Oh,
like,
gosh.
Come on.
We're gonna get canceled in the last segment here of this show. Let's get to your extra points on the other side. I'm sure there'll be more time zone talk on the other end of this.
For sure.
For sure.
We're heading somewhere.
It is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today? It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
All right. It's a Monday. I try to have that positive. What a great Monday. It was. The show was great. Tommy, it's always a pleasure get to hang out with you for a couple hours. Appreciate all the callers calling in. Lewis, you got me juiced and fired up. We might have to tab our call-ins also on the Nicolay Law Fan Talk and text line, the smelling salt call-ins whenever they get real fiery. Love that. Really, really good take there. So go back and listen. You can find all of our stuff on YouTube at the Fan Milwaukee. You can go to the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe, listen. Really appreciate all the support. We're in week 2 of the new lineup. 12-2 here in the Mason Crosby Show. We're just jammed. We're just squeezed in here between Kuhn and Sparky. My question to you, actually, Tommy, I have a question for you that I was thinking about in the break. How do you handle pranks? Are you if you get pranked, do you handle them well, or are you wanting to fight?
It definitely depends. I am a person who I don't think I play pranks, but I joke a lot, right?
Yeah.
So
you're
I would like to have the healthy prank relationship. Yes, I would like to think so.
Just don't go too far.
Right.
My favorite. So I don't know if you ever watched the show New Girl.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Winston, he's the worst pranker of all time. It's either way too far or so small, nobody even understands. He's
sure.
That wasn't a prank. You literally just said something for real. That's not what a prank is. Do you even know what a prank is? But I watch this stuff on Instagram sometimes, and it's the couples where they shoot the balloons in a doorway. Have you seen that stuff?
Oh yeah, and then it's it falls
drops
on them.
Yeah, it drops some paint or
yes,
something on them. I'm
yes.
I would be so mad if Molly ever did that. And it would be shocking, and I would be I'd be shocked and a little angry that it would happen to me. But I'm also just what house do they live in that they can just do that and throw white paint all over the place and feel just okay about that? I mean, this isn't spilling milk. Don't cry over spilt milk. This is it's some white substance that is just all over their floors. It makes no sense to me. So I guess what I'm saying is I probably don't handle pranks all that well.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But also you're not going to be I could just imagine Molly being what the hell were you thinking on this being she would be more mad than you. I feel
Well, she would never do it because she's I'm gonna have to clean it up,
right,
or whatever. Because I would just be see ya, and just walk out.
You're talking about shooting the Nerf gun, and then yes, I know
that one doesn't make sense. I do enjoy pranks, but I enjoy a prank that kind of makes sense and gets you a little bit. That one, I'm just that's not even a prank. You're just being mean. That's just that's just not even nice.
Right. Yeah. That's why I just avoid any physical comedy and just strictly go mental, let's pay attention, make a joke here. It's just physical comedy. You never know, the line is too far or not far enough. Makes no sense to me as to why you would do that.
Well, hey, I was just trying to have some fun, but Mitch, brought us back to earth. He texted the group and said, I'm pretty sure it's just shaving cream and water, so it's easy to clean up. And they make money, so they can afford it.
Oh, okay. Well, Mitch
still don't like it, Mitch. I'm not in for making money that way. I'd rather drink wine and talk on the radio.
Yeah, Well, and apparently Mitch Nellis and Mrs. Thunder, they just prank each other all the time on shaving cream and water. Super easy to clean up all the time.
All right. Well, hey, if you missed it, we're putting a petition together to ban time zones across the world. American Standard Time, or ATS.
Ooh, the Ryder Cup should be for time zones. For every 2 years, we'll change the time zone, but whoever wins the Ryder Cup.
Sorry, American Standard Time.
American Standard Time.
AST.
Well, I guess I don't want to poo-poo on the farmers. I'm a big farmers guy too. So
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
as long as they're in America.
As long as they're American farmers, all good on the time zones. Well, That's going to do it for the Mason Crosby Show again. Mace, talk to you again tomorrow, my friend.
All right, Tommy. Yep. Let's have something ready to roll for all these amazing listeners. Appreciate everyone that engaged today, and let's keep this thing rolling.
Yes, Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line 414-677-1250. Join the shows all day on the Fan now here. It's the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM in the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.